Good afternoon, one and all. Respected Principal, Dr. A. Murthy, respected Resource Person, Dr. T. Vel Murugan, Associate Professor of Computer Science and Computer Application, PG and Research Department of Computer Science and Application, D.J. Vaishnava College, Chennai. Respected faculty members from our institution as well as from various institutions. Dear students and scholars, warm welcome to the virtual gathering. I would like to express our sincere thanks to our beloved principal, Dr. A. Murthy, for giving me the opportunity to conduct the webinar in the pandemic. I like to express our sincere thanks to Dr. T. Vel Murugan, Associate Professor, PG and Research Department of Computer Science and Application, D.J. Vaishnava College, Chennai, for accepting me acceptations to conduct the webinar within short span. He also conducts sincerely various seminars, so many webinars, and so many faculty development programs in the pandemic. This pandemic period has been utilized by more faculty members, both research scholars and students. I would like to thank you, sir.
Thank you.
So next, the biography of Dr. T. Vel Murugan. Sir, Dr. T. Vel Murugan is working as an associate professor in the PG and Research Department of Computer Science and Application, D.J. Vaishnava College, Chennai, India. Also, he is the head of the Department of Computer Application. He holds the PhD degree in Computer Science from the University of Madras. He has 20 years of teaching experience. He has guided more than 300 MPhil research scholars in the field of computer science. He guided 9 PhD scholars and currently guiding 8 PhD scholars in the same field. He has published more than 10 articles, 100 articles indexed in Scopus and SCI, such as Applied Soft Computing, Journal of Computer Science, and etc. He elected and served as a Senate member from the Academic Council, University of Madras. He was an invited speaker and keynote speaker for many international conferences around the world. He served as a nominated Senate member in the Middle East University, Dubai, UAE for the period of 3 years. He is a member in Board of Studies for many autonomous institutions and universities like Periyar University, Salem, and Sankara University in India. So he hosted a lot of programs in Doordarshan television program about recent topics in information technology. He was an organizing secretary of International Conference on Computing and Intelligence Systems and an international workshop on application of IoT. He was a resource person. Also, he hosted 22 webinars during the COVID-19 period. He is an editorial board member of 5 international journals and also a reviewer in many peer-reviewed journals like Eraser, Springer, IOC Press journals. Further, he is visiting a faculty for MPhil course for various universities throughout India. His H index is 16 and I-10 index is 20. His area of specialization include data mining, artificial intelligence, visual computing, and machine learning, network security, big data analytics, and data science, etc. He hosted 20 webinars during this lockdown period. Thank you very much, sir. Kindly take over, sir.
Thank you. Thank you for your small introduction about me. Good afternoon, one and all present here. It's my pleasure to welcome you all for this webinar on plagiarism in research, the ethics and the role of the plagiarism in research actually. Now, first I would like to thank the organizers of this event, the Department of Computer Science, Arinyar Anna Government Arts College, Seyyar. It's my personal thanks to the authorities of the Seyyar Government Arts College for having inviting me as a chief guest for this program. Actually, within a short period, he called me, deliver a lecture on this topic, any one topic. I should choose this topic, because this topic is useful to all of you. So, in this, at the outset, I would like to thank the principal, Dr. Murthy, and the HOD of Computer Science and Applications, Dr. Thirumal, and other faculty members, Mr. Babu, and other faculty members of Seyyar Government Arts College. Thank you very much. Now, we start the seminar session. So what is called as plagiarism? What is the role of plagiarism? What is the ethics of plagiarism? why we require plagiarism concepts, why we must identify the plagiarism concepts. These things we have to discuss in this webinar. Now, what is plagiarism? Now, the plagiarism meaning we have to discuss, and then why we require plagiarism, that is consequences of plagiarism. Then what are the different types of plagiarism? We have to discuss some points about the examples of plagiarism. We can discuss how to avoid the plagiarism. Then what are the plagiarism softwares are available nowadays in the field. Then we discuss about the tips for writing the research paper. Finally, we conclude the session. This is the agenda of this today's program. First, we discuss about what is plagiarism. The plagiarism is the representation of others' language, others' ideas, others' thoughts, others' expressions in order to include your own work. To include your own work, you have to consider the others' work as your work. This is called as plagiarism. So plagiarism is the process of taking other people's words, other people's text, other people's ideas that they are actually presenting in their paper, and then the concept is taken by you and you have to use it in your paper or in your thesis or in your idea. That is called as a plagiarism. Therefore, plagiarism is considered as an academic dishonesty and a breach of journalistic ethics. It discards the ethics of the journalism, ethics of the publication. This is the concept of, this is the definition of the plagiarism. Then actually, what we considered and what is called as a plagiarism? What are the things are called as a plagiarism? How we can be able to rectify? Now, nowadays, many people's life are damaged by means of plagiarized research work, by means of plagiarized paper, by means of the theft. So you must careful to create your paper when writing your research article. So how we can create, how we can write, able to write without plagiarism your paper. Now there are some considerations, there are some assumptions, there are some conditions, there are some rules. What are the rules? Copying the text word by word without including quotation marks or a source is called as a plagiarism. If you copy others' references, others' thesis without the quotation mark, without the reference, without using a source, citation, then it should be called as a plagiarism. Then actually paraphrasing somebody else's work without including a source. Mostly many of the researchers are not written their research paper without the citation. The other people's concepts are taken by you, you can consider, but where you consider what is the source paper, you must quote, you must cite their paper in your article, then it should avoid your plagiarism. Paying somebody to create a piece of work for you on a given subject, others' piece of work is taken into account to include in your work. Using words or ideas from a previous essay that you have written yourself. Already you have written a paper, you have written an essay, you have written a term paper, you have written a project work. Suppose if it is published in the internet worldwide, at the time of writing a new paper, if you taken your idea which is already discussed in your previous paper, then it should be considered as a plagiarism. Okay, this is another one kind of plagiarism. Using work or ideas from another student's essay is also called as a plagiarism. Then what? Then other kinds, the following are considered as a plagiarism. Using the find and replace commands, you may use find and replace command in MS Word. So by taking a paragraph, if in a particular word, if you find and replace some other equivalent word, then this is also called as a plagiarism. Using an incorrect source or fabricating one that does not exist to add creditability to an idea, that is incorrect source. You have mentioned some site quotation, paper 9, like, but your idea is not taken from the paper 9. So this also called as considered as a plagiarism. So using a reference but not properly representing the idea of the original work. You have discussed about the clustering algorithms in data mining, for example, but you mention classification algorithms in your paper. This is also considered as a plagiarism. That is the important point. Otherwise, you must include the citation, you must include the reference number in the reference section, the entire reference, as well as in the citation section, text section, you must cite the appropriate reference. Then this will not treat as a plagiarism. This is the concept. Okay. Now next point. The following are also considered as a plagiarism. You have using some sections from different sources and switching them all together. Okay. So your sections must be incorporated with the other sections. You have to present the link between the first section and the second section. So if it is not happen, irrelevant informations are produced during the section wise and other section wise, then this also considered as a plagiarism. Now, using a thesaurus to rewrite a passage but failing to offer a source for the work. Suppose if you want to rewrite others' passage in your work without referring the source, without having a reference, then it is called as a plagiarism. Using another student's essay without their consent, if you use their another people's essay, then this also considered as a plagiarism. Okay. Now submitting similar or identical work in different courses, modules or assignments, these are also called as a plagiarism. Okay. Now what happened if you make malpractice? Actually the plagiarism is called as malpractice. The malpractice means you have to copy the other's work. If you copy the other's work, what will happen? What will happen? This is the point. Okay. Plagiarism can get you expelled from your course, your college, your university. So you must disqualify on because of the copied information produced by yourself. So your college or university or your course should be removed from you. This is one kind. Another one is plagiarism can result in your work being destroyed. So your result is destroyed from the network and as well as in the worldwide. So your entire result is destroyed. Plagiarism can result in expulsion from your academic institutions in cases permanent expulsion. Permanently you have to remove from the institution. Then plagiarism can result in legal action, fines and penalties, etc. Penalties or fine, everything may happen. Suppose in sometimes you may be jailed, you may be captured by the peoples, that is like intelligent peoples, police peoples and the crime branch peoples. Plagiarism may damage your credited image. This also damage your image. Plagiarism may disqualify and remove you from your job. This is the main point. So, plagiarism, what are the impact of plagiarism? These things are the impact of the plagiarism that may happen in your life. Okay, what are the different types of plagiarism? The direct plagiarism, self-plagiarism, mosaic plagiarism, accidental plagiarism, and complete. There are certain types. Mostly 8 types or 10 types, that's all. The main types are direct, mosaic, accidental, complete. These are the plagiarisms. Complete, accidental, mosaic, and direct plagiarism. These are all the very famous plagiarisms nowadays used. Now we discuss one by one. What is called as direct plagiarism? So direct plagiarism is the word for word transcription of a section of someone else's work, some people's work, without attribution and without quotation marks. Without quotation mark and without attribution, without reference, without citation, if we use the other people's work, this is unethical, academical, dishonest, and which may grounds for disciplinary action, and which including expulsion. Okay. Now what is the direct plagiarism? This is the source for the plagiarism. Here the blue color informations are copied to the new paper. Here from these islands were from this sentence to other creatures, the entire thing is copied. So this is, there is no mosaic words, that is alternate words, the same words are used. This is called as direct plagiarism. Okay, so the other alternate words are not used in the copied information, copied text. But there is no quotation. Here there is a quotation mark available in the source, but without quotation mark, these informations are copied. Suppose how to avoid this? Suppose if you tag this quotation with the quotation mark here, if you use these before at the time of these islands, you can use quotation at the end of other captures. You can end with quotation and refer a citation number, for example 10th reference number. If it is, then this will not called as a plagiarism. This will not show you a plagiarism. Without the quotation, without the authorship, without the reference, if you copy some other words, then it should be treated as a plagiarism. Okay. So this kind of copy format is called as direct plagiarism. Then what is self-plagiarism? You have created, published one paper 1, paper 2, paper 3. Your first paper result is copied into your second paper. Your ideas discussed in your first paper is copied into your second paper. Then without altering any text, then it is called as a self-plagiarism. This is very simple. Therefore, self-plagiarism occurs when a student submits his or her own previous work or mixes parts of some previous work without permission from all professors involved. Then it should be treated as a self-plagiarism. Yourself, that is in your second paper, you have to copy some points in the first paper, then it is self-plagiarism. That's all. For example, this would be unacceptable to incorporate a part of a term paper you wrote in high school into a paper assigned in a college. This also treated as a self-plagiarism. So self-plagiarism also applies to submitting the same piece of work for assignments in the different classes without previous permission from both professors and other peoples. First, I would like to inform you, suppose if you publish your thesis, who is the authorized person? Only your guide is the authorized person. You are not the authorized person in order to publish your thesis. The full rights, 100% rights is your guide having rights to publish your thesis, not your paper. I am talking about your thesis. So you must get permission. Suppose if you want to publish your thesis, your PhD thesis, you must get the consent you must get the permission from your guide, your supervisor. Then only it is accepted. Otherwise, it's not accepted. Actually, you are not the authorized person to publish your thesis. This is the point. That's why this self-plagiarism is actually carried out by many people. Then another kind is mosaic plagiarism. This type of plagiarism is happened when a student borrows phrases from a source without using quotation marks. Already, I know that very well. Here, for example, you can consider friendly Indians are suddenly unplugged now with their condition. The same is copied. Friendly, in the place of Indian, they were copied some other people's, some other countries. Okay, suddenly plunged, now suddenly plunged into new conditions, their conditions and new conditions with the conditions. So this is called as some mosaicing, that is mosaicing, some kind of polishing is happened. So some kind of polish is happened here. But the source idea is this here. In the source idea have, the main idea is available in the source paper. Without his permission, you have use that idea into your paper. This is called as mosaic plagiarism. Now the next one is accidental plagiarism. What is accidental plagiarism? So this occurs when a person neglects to cite their resources or misquotes their resources. Unintentionally paraphrases of a source by using similar words, group of words, sentence structure without attribution. That is accidental plagiarism. You have written your source, your paper, but you never consider, you never read out this material, this source material. Unfortunately, your information is available in some other work. This kind of information is also called as accidental plagiarism. Accidentally, your idea is published in some other people's previously. This also treated as a plagiarism. Then what is called as a complete plagiarism? This is also called as a global plagiarism. Complete plagiarism or global plagiarism. What is complete plagiarism? Now, some peoples are published a paper. You have to copy the entire paper in their name. You have to put your name, publish yourself. This is called as complete plagiarism. So only you have to change your, in the name of author, that is in the name of the author name is changed by you. Your name is put it into the other name. Then you have to publish it. Okay, so this kind of copying method is called as complete plagiarism. This will have a serious kind of plagiarism. This is actually a serious kind of plagiarism. Here, a researcher simply takes an original manuscript or research work that someone else generated and submits it under his work name. So some people's research work is published by your name. This is called as a complete plagiarism. So which is equivalent to an intelligent stealing and theft. It is intelligent theft, definitely. Okay. Then what is called a source-based plagiarism? So the source-based plagiarism, what is called a source-based plagiarism? This may occur because of the different types of sources. For example, when a researcher references a source that is incorrect or does not exist, it is a misleading citation. You have cited some references, cited, for example, in paper that is reference number 11, you entered some quotation mark in your text, but in your idea, what is the text? Your text is not available in that referred citation, reference paper. Whatever the reference paper you cited in your text is not available in this reference, then it is called as a source-based plagiarism. So this is one kind of plagiarism. So then plagiarism, this kind of plagiarism occurs when a researcher uses a secondary source of data, but citing the primary source of data. This also treated as a plagiarism. When a researcher uses the primary source of data and citing the secondary source of data, this also treated as a plagiarism. This is another kind of plagiarism. Finally, the data fabrication or falsification. That is what actually happened. This kind of plagiarism. What is happened during this kind of plagiarism means the false report is entered by you. The false report, false text, irrelevant information, the faulty result is entered in your text. This is the actual main concept of this kind of plagiarism. Okay. Then other one is paraphrasing plagiarism. You have to read a paragraph. Observe the information available in the original. Here, there is a original information is available. You can observe the information available in the original. So you can change some sentences. You can change, or you can use your own idea in order to present that one without quotation mark. Without quotation mark. This is very, very important. Without quotation, without citation. If you use the same phrase, then it is called as a paraphrase plagiarism. Paraphrasing plagiarism means the idea given in the original are used in your text without referring, but the entire concept is changed. Your words are perfectly changed. The words, the total words are perfectly changed, but it must give you a plagiarism. This is the another kind of plagiarism. For most of the peoples nowadays, we will face this kind of plagiarism. Paraphrasing plagiarism, how to avoid. This is a very big issue in the plagiarism concept. Then what is called as inaccurate authorship? I already informed. So inaccurate authorship or misleading attribution can happen in two ways. One, when an individual contributes to a manuscript but does not get credit for it. Okay, so some other peoples are used some manuscript, but you don't give credit to them. So without their reference, without their permission, if you use, the accuracy of the information is slightly changed yourself. Some other result is slightly changed yourself. Modify it and use it. But the result is not accurate. You are not creating the result. You are not creating your own text, but lightly changed, but inaccurate results are available. Then it is called as inaccurate authorship. One more thing, sometimes for best example of this kind of plagiarism, inaccurate plagiarism, authorship plagiarism. Suppose if you publish your paper in the Google Scholar, in your name, suppose my name is Velmurugan T. There are a lot of people's researchers are available in my name, Velmurugan T. Some other people's paper also added in my site. Then this is called as what? Inaccurate authorship. I am not the author of that particular paper, but by my name, the information is actually produced. This is one kind of inaccurate plagiarism, inaccurate authorship plagiarism. Okay, so this may happen many times. Many people are having same name. So by your name, other people's are published. If you add in your citation, your original site, in your website, only you have to correct yourself. What are the papers yours? What are the papers not yours? These things are exactly considered. This is another one kind of plagiarism. Okay. Now we have to show how we have to discuss the other. What are the different types of plagiarisms? By means of an example, I will show. The number one plagiarisms software nowadays used is Turnitin. Whether you know that or not, I don't know. The Turnitin software is the number one software, plagiarism software. Most of the journals are used Turnitin software. Turnitin.com is the number one software. 70 to 80% of the journals uses Turnitin software. 10 to 20% of the journals uses other kind of softwares like Authenticate and Urkunda and other Plagiarisma and other types. Now, by using the Turnitin software, I have already checked one research paper of my research scholar. Here, some reference numbers are available. You note that you, Lada, assistant professor, these things are available, but the same thing is available in other paper. That's why which paper the same information is given in the reference 1. What is the percentage of plagiarism in this? You can see at the end of the report only, you can see the percentage of plagiarism. 39% of plagiarism similarity index is available for this paper. Now the other name is copied. The Turnitin software, Plagiarism software shown. The other name is copied from this source. The source 1 is this one. So from this paper, 27% of the content which is already available and published in this journal are copied in this paper. So that's why this percentage of the plagiarism is very well increased. Okay. Now, second one is the second reference. Wherever we find out second reference in the that is wherever we find out the second references. Here, the 9th reference. This is second reference. This entire second reference is paraphrasing plagiarism. The second reference is actually taken from the second reference, third reference, and everything is taken from the so and so such and such source. These are the source. This is 27% taken from this first reference. 2% is taken from this second. This site, IEEE transactions on medical imaging site, and 2% is actually taken from this site, wireless personal communications journal, and 1% and go to like that. There are different colors which are used. Okay, so very easily we can identify where actual informations are published, where actual the informations are copied, from where the informations are copied. All these informations are exactly shown by the Turnitin software. Here, reference 1, this entire reference, this is paraphrasing reference, not complete reference. Paraphrasing, that is plagiarism, not the complete reference plagiarism and other kind of plagiarisms. Okay, so in 5, this is some kind of plagiarisms. So each and every source is shown in this place. So we can avoid from which source the actual content is taken. By referring this end of this plagiarism report, you can find out very well the source, and then you can eliminate from eliminate the plagiarism from that source which you are copied. Okay, so this is another one kind. Another one method, plagiarism software, is for the same paper. I used the plagiarism detector. This is a trial version. Why I am given this? Why I want to show this? The same paper, if I use plagiarism detector software, plagiarism detector software. You know that plagiarism detector software. If I use the plagiarism detector software, this is not the original software, trial version. The trial version shown only 2% of the plagiarism. What about the remaining 37% of plagiarism? The 37% of plagiarism is not shown because which is failed. So what is the source for this 37? So it depends on this 37% of plagiarism, the failed information alone. This plagiarism report is actually considered. So this is another one kind of plagiarism. So you must use the original version of the plagiarism. Then only, very particularly you can find out the plagiarisms. Okay. Now, except this kind of plagiarisms, is there any other kind of plagiarisms available? Yes, but all these kind of plagiarisms are renamed, other named, some nickname, and other kind of names are available. So is there any type of plagiarism which nicknames, which contains nicknames and other kind of names? Yes. Also, in depth, if you want each and every kind of plagiarism individually, if you click this one, everything is available in the YouTube itself. Okay, if you click this one, then you can identify the different kinds of plagiarism which are all available in the source. Now the different 10 types of plagiarisms are available. So clone plagiarism, individually they discussed several things in this video and in this topic. So we can easily identify all these kinds of plagiarism by visiting this site. Okay, this site is actually created by the Turnitin software. You know the very well what is the very famous plagiarism software is Turnitin. Turnitin software produces this video. Okay, now let me go to the next idea about steps to avoid plagiarism. How we can avoid the plagiarism? There are 5 steps available. One is first to understand the plagiarism. What is plagiarism? What are the different kinds of plagiarism? How we can able to handle the plagiarism? Then properly quote or properly cite, that is, and paraphrase is the other kind of plagiarism. Properly quote, properly paraphrase. Properly quote or properly paraphrase the information. So citing and quoting is the information perfectly carried out by you in your research paper, then it will avoid the plagiarism. That is properly cite or properly quote. Okay, sources. Manage your citations. So how you can include your citations? Whether by, if you use any citation software, reference managers or everything else, then it will lead some give some plagiarisms. Suppose I want to inform you one thing. Suppose if you use any reference manager in your paper, in your thesis, then definitely plagiarism will be reduced. Note that if you use reference managers for making your reference, for making your citation, for making your quotation, then definitely your plagiarism must be reduced. 50% of plagiarism must be reduced if you use properly the reference managers, mentally reference manager, RefWork, or any kind of reference manager. If you use, definitely we will reduce our reference, that is plagiarisms. Then, so this is manage your citations. Manage your citations is the point. Then check your work for possible plagiarism. Before submitting your paper, you have to check whether the plagiarism is available or not. Okay. Now, how to understand the plagiarism? Do not copy paste. You don't use Ctrl+C and Ctrl+V. Copy paste text verbatim from the reference paper. Instead, restate the idea in your own words. I want to inform you one thing in this place. Suppose if you want to use the same sentence which is available in other paper, don't copy the sentence and put it into your word. Then it will give you a plagiarism. But you can open 2 windows. One is a Word file, another one is PDF file. You can show the PDF file, type in the text, type by using your hand. Read the text and type by using your hand. This will not lead to a plagiarism. You note that if you copy the plagiarism from by using the copy paste option, then definitely it will give the plagiarism. But in your Word file, if you type the same sentence, same thing by using your own hand, then it will reduce some kind of plagiarism. This is another one tips. Then understand the ideas of the reference source. Well, in order to paraphrase correctly, if you correctly use the paraphrase, then definitely the plagiarism should be understood. For example, on good paraphrasing can be found in this paper. I will send the PPT to you when you get the that is when you send the feedback form to me. I will send you the PPT. Okay, no problem. You will receive the PPT. Otherwise, The same thing is published today itself in my YouTube channel. You can refer my YouTube channel. Simply, if you go to the YouTube channel, simply type by my name, Dr. T. Velmurugan. Dr. T. Velmurugan in the YouTube search bar. If you type, definitely these things are available. The same content is available, so you can very well easily. So properly quote, properly paraphrase. Use quotes, the quotation marks, double quote or single quote or anything else. Definitely, this will not give you the plagiarism. The quote should be exactly the way they appear in the paper you take them from. From which paper you taken. The quote must be exactly available in the source paper, must be copied in the destination paper, in your paper, then it will definitely eliminate your plagiarism. Okay. Then properly cite sources. How we can cite sources? Any words or ideas that are not your own but taken from other paper need to be cited. Definitely it should be cited. It should be quoted. It should be referred. So if you consider others works, definitely you must use some citation. This is the main concept. Then manage your citations. You must use, I am already informed you, you must use the citation softwares. That is EndNote, Reference Manager. These are all available. There are many reference managers are available. So you must use reference managers in order to avoid the plagiarisms. If multiple source references for the background information and available in your literature survey, then this is the strength of your paper. For example, rather than referencing a review, the individual paper should be referred to end cited. That is cited by you. Okay. Check your work for possible plagiarism by using any one free software, any one licensed version. Mostly $15 to $45. The licensed version software, Turnitin and other kind of softwares. Simply you can purchase any guide may purchase definitely. Okay, this is the another kind of avoiding the plagiarism software, plagiarisms. Okay, now how the tips to avoid the plagiarism? Read and understand the original document several times before start explaining about it. Do not copy any word or sentence from the original document. So these are all discussed already. Give proper citation, the books, journals, website, video, and so on. The citation is the play a vital role, play a very important role in order to avoid the citations. The URL references, if you enter, if you use, then definitely it will reduce your citations. So the common phrases if you use and the definitions, some definitions if you use, you must 100% quote, 100% cite. So it will reduce your plagiarism type. Make a practice to include the references. Definitely, how we can you include your references. What are the different sources? What are the different kinds of references are available? How we can avoid the reference? How we can avoid the plagiarism by means of the references section? These things are considered. So citing references is the proper by means of a proper manner avoiding your plagiarism concepts. The most cases of plagiarism can be avoided, however based on the citing sources. So this is the concept. What are the different kinds of citations available nowadays? So citing reference is an important method to properly and appropriately cite references in scientific research papers. In order to acknowledge your sources, this is what are the different kinds of citation methods are available. MLA, APA, and CMS, Chicago Manual of Style. Which format we must use? Definitely we must use the CMS format. There are various formats are available. For example, what is the MLA, APA, and the CMS format? Here is available at the end. Here is available at the beginning. Here is available at the end. But some other kind of information, that is what? Journal name. There is no value, number, volume name, and other kind of information. Here 6.3 is available. Here 6 is different and 3 is different, and go like that. So different kinds of sources are available. In order to know the different sizes of kinds of sources, you must go to the scholar.google.com. If you enter, you have to know that some kind of information. How to cite, what are the different methods are available in order to cite. Okay. Now, how to cite sources in your research paper. These are the sources. So, for example, book citations, journal article citation, electronic source citation, thesis citation, technical reports, conference proceedings, paper presented at a meeting. These are some kinds of sources. What are the difference between these two? The book's citation. How we can cite a book? Hand data mining. The title of the book is Data Mining Concepts and Techniques. The company name is Morgan Kaufman Publishers, second edition. Country, ISBN number. This is the method. Journal article citation is author names and within quotation mark the title, then journal name, volume number, issue number, year, PP. PP means page to page. Then electronic source publication. So fuzzy clustering, Wikipedia, which is taken from Wikipedia, the electronic source is given in this. Okay. Another kind is thesis. So who is the author of the thesis? Name of the author, thesis title, university name, year of publication. Technical reports. So author name, the technical report name, it is technical report, the company name, year, the source of the technical report, PDF format or electronic format. Then conference proceedings also, the same kind like journal publications. Okay. Then how we can able to do literature survey? So literature survey is the main point that we exactly include. Okay. Now there are different kinds of references using the word format. AB09 means the author, first letter is A, second author first letter is B. In 2009 they published paper. Here this is first author first letter A, second author first letter B, and some other authors are available. Third author, fourth author, fifth author are available, but they published the paper in 2008. Suppose only within the two authors A and B published in the same year 2009, you have to put A, lowercase a and lowercase b, two papers. This is word format. Direct name format, Han and Camber 2006 or Han Ettel 2006. Ettel means and some others. Han and some others. And some other means Ettel. So this is another one kind of format. Then alphabetical order means in the references section, the first reference must be start with A. Second reference must be AB. Third reference must be AC, and quote like that. Fourth reference may be B. And fifth reference may be BA, BB, BC, and quote like that. But this is not used to most of the people. But now we use only the IEEE format. Any other name appear in the references here. In the first reference, Han and Camber also available. H, the first name. But this first reference is referred in your text, in your thesis as a first reference. This is the IEEE format. Okay. What are the different reference managers are available? There are many kind of reference managers are available. So using any one reference manager, you can avoid the plagiarism. Mendeley reference manager is the number one reference manager. PipTech, EndNote, Papers, RefWork, Zotaro, ReadCube, these are some reference managers. I am already given a session, 2 sessions based on the Mendeley reference manager, how to use the Mendeley reference manager for the preparation of the references. I published this using Mendeley reference managers, citing references using Mendeley reference managers. Mendeley reference managers in my YouTube channel, you can go through my YouTube channel, you can refer, very simple. Okay. Then what are the different kinds of plagiarism softwares are available? Urgund and Turnitin, Authenticate, Grammarly. These are some softwares, plagiarism softwares. What is the specialty of this? The best software, Urgund, because which never consider the self-references. Self-references are not considered by means of this that is Urkun software, definitely don't consider this self-reference. In your thesis, if you copy some text which are published in your paper are not considered by the Urkun software. The Urkun software is that is given suggested by the UGC in India. Okay. Then another very famous software is Turnitin software, Turnitin.com. You may know some concepts about how to work Turnitin and how to purchase everything in the Turnitin.com software. There are various softwares are available. Plagiarism software, you can check whether these are available, how they utilize everything. Then finally we discuss about tips for writing research paper. Tips for writing research paper. Review journal guidelines. Okay. Ensure that your manuscript meets them. So first you have to understand which journal you want to publish your paper. You have to read out some papers in the journal which are already published from the journal. Okay. So obey all the words and the characters limits based on your title, based on your running style, abstract, manuscript, text. Everything should be followed by means of the journal guidelines. Include all your required sections. But language requirements, you must use either US English or UK English. In the first paragraph, if you use US English, and in the second paragraph, if you use in the UK English, then definitely it will lead to a plagiarism. You must understand either you have to use UK English or you have to use US English. So this is the another kind of avoiding the plagiarism. Supplied all requested contact information. So you have to supply all the informations which are actually quoted and cited in your text. Insert figures in the correct location. How we can insert figures? I want to inform you a way of avoiding the plagiarism. Figures plagiarism. Some figures are taken from the internet. Suppose if you put directly in your Word file the figures, it will show the plagiarism. Then how to avoid? You create a table. Inside the table, you can put the figure. Then this will not show the plagiarism. So this is simple kind of avoiding the plagiarism, figure plagiarism. So this is another point. Then started any conflicts of interest available. So you can state yourself. Included details of any required ethics or regularity permutations. If you want to get permission from any other regularities, authorized persons and funding agencies, everything should be quoted. Everything should be mentioned in the paper itself. Okay. So these are some tips for writing the research paper. Finally, we conclude the session. So before submitting your research article, cross-verify all your citations before submitting your document. Finally, take a plagiarism report from any one of the famous plagiarism software to ensure the originality of the document. Okay. In conclusion, in your fight against, guarding against plagiarism in your work, you must first educate yourself and learn about the different types of plagiarism so that you can identify this in your work, how to avoid the plagiarism. Therefore, you must also use a 3-step process in your fight against plagiarism, which involves before submitting the paper, before writing the paper, during the preparation of the paper, and after the preparation of the paper, creation of the paper, before, during, after. So you must careful on writing your research paper. Okay, with this small ideas about this session, I will conclude my session. If you have any doubt with you, you can ask now. Any doubt, if you have, you can ask one by one. At the time of after the question and answer session, you may get your certificates. Anybody have doubt? Only I have explained some little kind of information, sir. Not the different kind of information, sir. Only some little information I have given. Okay.
Good evening, sir.
Hello.
Hello, sir. Good evening, sir.
Good evening. Tell me. What's your doubt?
The session is very useful. I have certain doubts, sir. Is Turnitin a free software?
What?
Is Turnitin a free software, sir?
It's not a free software. Turnitin is not a free software. You must
Okay, sir. Does the title also be counted for plagiarism, sir? The title of our paper?
100%.
Question edo kettirukku.
100% your title show the plagiarism. Okay. Anybody have doubt?
Sir, hello.
Yes, tell me.
Thank you. And my question is,
Hello.
what is the minimum permissible percentage of plagiarism in
Hello.
submitting the
For
thesis?
science 20%, for arts 30%.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Yeah. Then
Hello, sir. I am Sivakumar from SRM College.
okay.
We mentioned some of the plagiarism software. Which one is the best one without buying the software to check the plagiarism, sir?
Turnitin is the best software. Or Authenticate.
I am Sivakumar from SRM Arts and Science College, sir.
Tell me.
You mentioned some of the plagiarism software.
Yes.
Which one is the best one to check the plagiarism without buying the software?
Not possible. Without buying the software, no softwares are best.
From the free one, which one is the best one, sir? From your
So Plagiarisma and Grammarly software. Plagiarisma and Grammarly softwares are best.
Sir, I am Bhuneshwari from Division College.
Okay.
Sir, whether if you are using our paper in our next paper, whether it is considered as an plagiarism or anything else, sir?
Definitely considered as a plagiarism.
Because it's our idea only, no, sir. Whether we can.
What?
That is our paper only, no, sir. Whether we can use it in the next paper also, not the full paper as an introduction or some other part, whether we can use it is considered.
The other kind of plagiarism softwares are considered, but Urkun software is not considered. Urkun software, self-citing, self-references are not considered. Okay. But other softwares definitely 100% considered.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Okay.